Britannica. Hey, thank you for doing that, because they want to give me 3 days free, right? But of course, they want my credit information. So I'm just like asking, is this the usual scam where you have like 7 days and then they'll just, take your money from your pocket, right? Instead of just asking you before they do it, right? Sending an email. Do you want to continue with this? Then we'll take your money, Yeah, no. Usually they just hope that the person will forget, about it and, take your money directly, after the 7 days, because you didn't unsubscribe, right? You might have forgotten to unsubscribe and thereby, we'll just take your money, right? It's typical bullshit in this world. Anyway, so I opened up my mobile and, took the link and all that, and it seems to be working, at least for now, until I guess I'm locked out of that. I guess they have a system where they can, go on for so and so long, and then you are locked out of the system. But this is in regards of Ishtar, Mesopotamian goddess. So alternative title, Inanna, and this was in regards, if you search on Shamash, you get in regards of, but here, you get some information. It's interesting that on Britannica in regards to Shamash, they actually say that Ishtar is the daughter of let's see if I can, maybe do I have the link open? No, I don't have the link open. Let's just go by, because again, it's much easier to just go by the facts, and look directly on the sources. It's sad to see that all my research that I did in the pagan New Year, not last time, but last time again, was removed by, so much good information just down the drain, because of these people out there. Anyway, so Britannica, topic, Shamash, let's just put that on my Facebook. Mesopotamian god and all that bullshit, pagan bullshit. And let's open it up in regards to Facebook here. It should be there from my computer. Yep, that's pretty much one of the things that I use Facebook to, is to get links from one place to another place, it's a little stupid, but that's how it, Anyway, so Shamash, Akkadian, Sumerian Utu in Mesopotamian religion, the god of the sun who with the moon god Sin, Sumerian Nana, and Ishtar, Sumerian Inanna, the goddess of Venus, was part of an astral triad divinities. Shamash was the son of Sin. As I understand it, didn't it say anything in regards of, maybe it was another place that I read it, in regards of where there was just, Easter. No, it doesn't really say directly that she was. The thing is, I guess it might have been another place I found it, or maybe longer down here in regards of, let's search on Easter. The thing is, you see this triad, multiple. Oh, here we go. Okay, no, we already read that. There's no more. I guess I must have read it another place then, in regards of the being the son of Nana, the moon god, and all that. Anyway, so there's a lot in regards of. Well, of course, we could read it, if you want. I don't know. Shamash, Mesopotamian god, written by editors of Encyclopedia Britannica. Alternative title, Utu. Shamash, Akkadian, Sumerian Utu in Mesopotamian religion, the god of the sun who with the moon god Sin, Sumerian Nana, and Ishtar, Sumerian Inanna, the goddess of Venus, was part of an astral triad of divinities. Shamash was the son of Sin. Okay, at least they fixed that. So Shamash, the sun god, is apparently according to this, the son of the moon. I haven't seen anything that says conflicting against that. But anyway, who knows? All this pagan bullshit have a way of evolving in different directions. Or changing a little here and a little there. And anyway, Shamash, as the solar deity, exercised the power of light over darkness and evil. In this capacity, he became known as the god of justice. Maybe I should turn it around. Um, Shamash, as the solar deity, exercised the power of light over darkness and evil. In this capacity, he became known as the god of justice and equity, and was the judge of both gods and men. According to According to the legend, the Babylonian king Hammurabi received his code of laws from Shamash. At night, Shamash became judge of the underworld. Yeah, well, that apparently, I think that would be an image of Shamash, holding his hands, and you have these rays from. Some talks about it. What is it called? I can't remember. Anyway, detail of the stellar inscription with Hammurabi's code showing the king before the god Shamash. Okay, so the king is this guy or that guy? Oh, oops. I think Shamash was the one. Oh no, give me a break. I think Shamash is the one sitting, but of course, being a king, just. Give me a break. Yeah, let's try to just push it on again. And hopefully Britannica won't close me out, So let's see here. Let's see what it says again. Detail of the stela inscribed with Hammurabi's code showing the king before the god Shamash, the false god, the pagan god. Bas relief from Susa, 18th century BCE in Louvre, Paris. Now, some say that Shamash is the one sitting, I guess, and the king must then be the one that stands. It's something in regards to these things that they have in the hand as well. You see that with the Ishtar character as well, or Inanna or whatever. And you see also these weird rays coming out, and that would, I guess, symbolize the sun. When you see the sun symbol of his, it has these weird rays. I don't know if that's the same thing, but anyway. Shamash was not the only god of justice, but also governor of the whole universe. In this aspect, he was pictured seated on a throne, holding in his hand the symbols of justice and righteousness, a staff and a ring. So you have the staff and the ring, so it's a staff and a ring, apparently that's symbols of justice and righteousness. Also associated with Shamash is a notch dagger. The god is often notch. Okay, also associated with Shamash is the notch dagger. What is the notch dagger? The god is often pictured with a thick that symbolizes the sun. Let's just see this copy. Oh. But it's all pagan bullshit. I'm just doing research to try to figure out, a little more about, it's vanity, I guess, but just trying to figure out a little more about the things, and, So notch, what is a notch? Notch knife. Not entirely sure, but apparently a knife of some kind. Apparently, I don't know. Notch knife. Apparently, notch knife. Okay. I don't know. Shamash was not the. Okay, let's see. The god is often pictured with a disc that symbolizes the sun. Yeah, because he's the sun god. Let's see here. Sun. Okay, star around, okay, it doesn't, get the full article now, I'm closed out of that, so, yeah, whatever. Bullshit, Britannica, I guess, actually, I have a free dictionary as well on my mobile in regards of, so, that's probably, and even if it's old, it doesn't really, it can still have a good information. But anyway, let's see here. So I'm not entirely I think it's number, the right guy that is represented as Shamash. Yeah, of course, and he's holding the righteousness, right? Holding in his hand the symbols of justice and righteousness. So that's Shamash. So Shamash is according to this, the guy on the right. And the guy on the left must then be the king, As the god of the sun, Shamash was the heroic. Actually, he's also he's the governor of the whole universe. Yeah, well, bullshit, pagan stuff. But anyway, as the god of the sun, Shamash was the heroic conqueror of night and death, who swept across the heavens on horseback, or in some representation in a boat or chariot. He bestowed light and life because he was a heroic and wholly ethical character. He only rarely figured in mythology, where the gods behaved all too often like mortals. The chief centers of this cult were at Larsa in Sumer and at Sipar in Akkad, and Sumer is in regards of Shinar, in regards to the Bible. In Akkad, Shamash's consort was Aya, who was later absorbed by Ishtar. So, according to this, Shamash's consort was Aya, who was later absorbed by Ishtar. So you have, there's some changes in this thing and all that. Apparently, Ishtar then becomes the consort, the wife of Shamash, which actually makes sense in regards to some of the things in regards of, if you're taking the stories of some that, the theory of Nimrod and the Nimrod dying, but, his wife becoming pregnant and then having his child and marrying him. Yeah, just whatever. So the son of, it's just weird. Yeah, weird things, whatever. Shamash's consort was Aya, who was later absorbed by Ishtar. And Ishtar, of course, is Inanna. But we had some more information on Inanna over here. So Ishtar, Mesopotamian goddess, alternative title Inanna. Ishtar, Akkadian, and I'm not sure what Akkadian really is. That what civilization? We have different civilization. We have actually, did I close those down? Oh, I had some information in regards to these different, where we had like Sumerian and I think actually Akkadian and some other, and Babylonian and all these kingdoms that was at that time that one could have, Assyrian as well. Assyrian is one of those nations that, and also seeming to have the triad as well. So the triad seems to go hand in hand and is found in other civilizations. And so even if you have all these other gods and all that, so-called gods, demons, of, ancestor worship, or as some are talking about, that these people are actually, real people, but it was ancestor worship pretty much. Anyway, Ishtar, Akkadian, Sumerian, Inanna in Mesopotamian religion, goddess of war and sexual love. Ishtar is the Akkadian counterpart of the West Semitic goddess Astarte. So Ishtar is the Akkadian counterpart of the West Semitic goddess Astarte. Okay. So that's Astarte, which is also... So you see, again, these links where you go from one link to... It's nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun, pretty much. Inanna, an important goddess in the Sumerian pantheon, and a pantheon in regards of all the pagan gods, came to be identified with Ishtar, but it is uncertain whether Inanna is also of Semitic origin or whether, as it's more likely, her similarity to Ishtar caused the two to be identified. Now, if you actually look, one of the things that you can find identification in regards to these things, of course, we know at the Tower of Babel, they are going their different ways at that point because Jehovah is confusing their languages, so they can't speak with each other and all that. So it's not a surprise that we have different names for the same entity and that it takes different characteristics here and there and all that. But in any case, because if they already have the same bullshit at the Tower of Babylon, wouldn't you expect some of these things to go, into all these 17 nations that, of course you would. Inanna, an important goddess in the Sumerian pantheon, came to be identified with Ishtar. And again, that was the thing. A lot of you can actually, in regards, are they ascribed to the star of Venus? Or that would be a planet, but I think they just saw it as a star, and of course it is just on the sky, right? I think it's the brightest star in the heavens and all that. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I read that, and the mornings, whatever. In any case, so Inanna, an important goddess in the Sumerian pantheon, came to be identified with Ishtar. But when you see Inanna in regards to Venus, and you see Ishtar in regards to Venus, that's one of the links, right? You can get the links here and there, but it's uncertain whether Inanna is also of Semitic origin, or whether, as is more likely, her similarity to Ishtar caused the two to be identified. In the figure of Inanna, several traditions seem to have been combined. She is sometimes the daughter of the sky god An, sometimes his wife. In other myths, she is the daughter of Inanna, and that was what I've read, that she was actually the daughter of Inanna. I also see like a tree in regards of family tree thing and all that. God of the moon, but that would, okay. Or of the wind god Enlil in her earliest manifestations. She was associated with the storehouse and thus personified as the goddess of dates and wool and meat and grain. The storehouse gates were her emblem. Okay. She was also the goddess of rain and thunderstorms, leading to her association with An, the sky god, and was often pictured with the lion, whose roar resembled thunder. The power attributed to her in war may have arisen from her connection with storms. Inanna was also a fertility figure, and as goddess of the storehouse and the bride of the god Dumusu. But the thing is, you have this triad, and it seems like a lot of the information that you're reading is seemingly going in all these other directions than actually focusing on the triad. What is going on with the triad? Because we see the triad pagan bullshit, on so many pictures. So it's just interesting that all these scholars and this and that seemingly going all these different directions instead of actually focusing on this triad that is found in all these different societies, where we can find it on stones and all that. It must have been pretty important when they again and again and again was focusing on these three. Anyway, goddess of the storehouse and the bride of the god of Dumusu, Amashum Galana, who represent the growth and fecundity of the date palm. She was characterized as young, beautiful, and impulsive, never as helpmate or mother. She is sometimes referred to as the Lady of the Date Clusters. And of course, in regards of, Queen of Heaven is one of her titles also. So again, Queen of Heaven. So when you see other Queens of Heavens and all that, that might be a link as well, So Venus in regards to the star, link. In regards of being called Queen of Heaven, we link and all that, right? So you can pretty much, there's things that comes again and again and again. Ishtar primary legacy from the Sumerian tradition is the role of, now of course, the beast. We know the beast in regards to the book of Revelation have the Babylonian things in it. It has Medo-Persian things in it, and it has Grecian things in it, and of course it has Roman because it's Roman overall. So these four are combined in this system, and of course that's the Roman papacy. The seat and the office of the Roman papacy has all these four characteristics in, and we use the Bible to help us, guide us in truth, to help us piece up the puzzle pieces and all that, right? So Ishtar primary legacy from the Sumerian tradition is the role of fertility figure. She evolved, however, into a more complex character, surrounding in myth by death and disaster, a goddess of contradictory connotations and forces, fire and fire quenching, rejoicing and tears, fair play and enmity. The Akkadian Ishtar is also, to a greater extent, an astral deity associated with the planet Venus. There we go with the Venus. Of course, it would be interesting how the Babylonians was seeing a lot of these things. How they, because the beast has Babylonian things in it. So I think the things might have been evolving over time from Sumeria and all these other places, and until Babylonia is established with Nebuchadnezzar and all that. So with Shamash, the sun god, but we already know that in regards of Sumeria or Shinaria, biblical scenario, Shinar, we already know that there was something going wrong in regards to the Tower of Babel, and God, divided their languages at that point. Now, later on, Nebuchadnezzar finishes this Tower of Babel, and people believe it's like what is it? What's it called? Like a pyramid with many levels in some sense. Anyway, with Shamash the sun god and Sin the moon god, she forms a secondary astral triad. How does she forms a secondary astral triad? Okay, let's see. With Shamash, that's the sun god, that's Utu, and Sin, that's Inanna, the moon god, she forms a secondary astral triad. Oh yeah, okay, that's there's another triad as well apparently of gods. But it's interesting that if there was a more primary triad already, it's interesting that we have all these symbols of the second triad, right? But anyway, a secondary astral triad, and I think this other triad was also in regards to these planets. They have these 7 planets in regards to these 7 levels of anyway, whatever. And Sin, the moon god, she forms a secondary astral triad. In this manifestation, her symbol is a star with 6, 8, or 16 rays within a circle. So she forms a secondary astral triad. In this manifestation, her symbol is a star with 6, 8, or 16 rays within a circle. I don't think I've seen the 16 rays. We have a problem in regards to connection. Okay, I was running 3G. It shouldn't complain anymore, hopefully, but it is. Hers, which I'm not entirely sure, but then you see sources that says we're not entirely sure why that is happening, but maybe it's in regards to the triad thing, something happening. Anyway, so her symbol is a star with 6, 8, or 16 rays within a circle. As goddess of Venus, delighting in bodily love, Ishtar was the protectress of prostitutes and the patroness of alehouse. And of course, we still have, religious prostitutes, for example. I think it's in India. I saw something in regards to that. Part of, it's a long time ago, but anyway, part of her cult worship probably included temple prostitution. Her popularity was universal in the ancient Middle East, and in many centers of worship, she probably subsumed numerous local goddesses. In later myths, she was known as Queen of the Universe. Well, Queen of Heaven, Queen of the Universe, I guess. Queen of the Heaven or Queen of the Universe, I guess, okay. Taking on the powers of An and Lil and Inki. I guess that might be, I can't remember the other triad and all that, but that was another triad, I guess, representing different, other so-called stars, planets. We call them planets anyway today. So that was another triad, which I can't remember in regards to the information and all that, but we have in regards of Ashura, but I'm not sure what. So yeah, whatever. Just a little information on that, I guess. Just trying to pick up the pieces here and there and all that. It's not really, pagan bullshit and all that. It's really not worth much, but maybe in regards of exposing the demonic system of Roman Catholicism and all that. So apparently she's not necessarily the daughter of Nana. So she might actually, that seems like she could actually be the what was it in regards? She's sometimes the daughter and sometimes his wife, Another myth, she's the daughter of Inanna, god of the moon, or, well, it doesn't really link. There must be a link in regards to the triad, And it seems like all these informations and all that pretty much just leads you away in some sense from the triad, from there must be, if it's a triad, there must be something in regards of it, right? And yet the information seems to be kind of spare, what do you call it? It's kind of seems like the information, they're always running away from that information, it seems, in regards to the virgin birth and all that, whatever. I really don't need that. See here. I lost all my tabs again here, That's tend to happen with this. And I asked them to make a button where you could, save the tabs and restore the tabs, or make an automatical thing where it would store the tabs that you actually, but that's apparently just too hard to do, apparently. So yeah, this is in regards to the play. I'm still toying. I'm waiting for the guy to return home, and so because I think I have an unupdated version of the application, and thereby there's some problems in it. So of course I would need the updated version first to check if there's other issues with that. The issues might have been fixed, a lot of them, which seem to be the case. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much all for me in some sense. Just doing some sweeping around in regards to research. I did find information on. Let's see here. It's kind of wasty when getting resveratrol that just makes you go diarrhea. Expensive diarrhea, thing. I wonder how much of the resveratrol is then absorbed if you just go diarrhea in regards of the resveratrol. Right, anyway. I see here. It's me being a little angry in regards of them closing me down. Usually the star of Inanna, Ishtar, oh, that's me writing actually, okay. See here, what I write here. Usually the star of Inanna, Ishtar, Venus has 8 points, which apparently is said to represent the years of how the time it takes, how long it's time it takes the planet to get to the same point. I don't know if it's true, but apparently the 6-pointed star of the hexagram is also said to be hers, ... Although there seem to be different links with this, seemingly pointing to representing the sun, although I've seen other sources say it represents Saturn. Sometimes the pagan triad of the gods of Sin, Shamash and Ishtar, or Nana, Utu and Inanna, or Moon, Sun and Venus. Sometimes they seem to be depicted with an image of one of them and yet having one of the other symbols. I need to stop this. I need to get to the toilet, I guess the resveratrol is still making havoc, I thought I could, but yeah. Anyway, may Jehovah bless you and be with you, and Yeshua be a most precious pearl, and the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, be in us all. Amen. Have a good one. Bye-bye.